That's right, folks. Mike Wasowski is now in the game, and wasn't the smoothest release. Of course, we had Boo on the Scarefloor, can have another 2319. But anyways, everything's been fixed. The event is a pretty unique event. It's nothing that we've ever had before, to my recollection. Actually, no, correction. The Mother Knows Best event has a little take on this, where you cannot kill or you cannot defeat Rapunzel, but in this event you have to inflict fear on all those tunes, and I'm gonna have a clip in the background here as well showing you guys how I was able to do this if you guys are having troubles with it. But basically I used Jack Skellington, I used Chunk, Lotso, Sully and Randall, and I was able to get through like the first two floors, but I don't have obviously Randall and Sully leveled up enough to go farther into the event. I'm probably not gonna be able to do that for a little while, but I am going to be able to at least have the supporting cast I need there, because all three of those characters, Jack Skellington, Chunk, and Lotso, are going to be able to inflict fear. So later on, once I get these two guys up there, I'll definitely be able to do it. And this is honestly one of the first seasonal events I'm probably going to go after, just because of what Mike is going to be able to bring to us in the game. So let's check out Mike's kit.
Oh, well, hello there. What's your name?
Mike Wasowski.
The uniqueness about Mike is that Mike is almost like a Belle. And with the upgrades that he has, like in raids from Sully and Randall, Mike's kit's pretty legit from what I'm seeing so far. So let's look at his basic. If a teammate is able to assist, call one teammate to assist, preferring Monsters Inc. teammates. If the teammate is Sully, he deals 40% damage. If no teammate is able to assist, deal 30 damage to the target opponent. And this, I believe, is exactly what happens in Belle's case. If there's no teammate, she's going to attack. She prefers Beast when it comes to assisting, and it just really reminds me of Belle's kit. So if the assisting teammates at level 2 is Monsters Inc., 30% chance to grant assisting teammate offense up for one turn, and just a bunch of bonus, either damage dealt or bonus damage. And I would like to say thanks to Guest for that video where he discussed this, where the damage is dealt and the bonus damages are a bit different how they're calculated. So thank you to Guest for that, because it's not actually kind of what we think. I'm not even going to try and explain it, because I thought about this off camera before I recorded the video. I was like, I'm not even going to explain it because I'm just going to confuse myself. Anyways, now let's move on to his first special here, Scare Tactics. So for this special ability, Scare Tactics, grant tactics for one turn to self and target teammate. Call target teammate to assist, excluding self. Grant target teammate helpful effect depending on their role. For defensive role, 1 protect, support role, 1 evasion, offense role, 1 guaranteed crit. And if Sully is a teammate, inflict fear to all opponents with 100% bonus potency for 1 turn. He gains all these effects. He's gain protect, evasion, and guaranteed crit. This reminds me of Belle's first special as well, where she calls Beast to do his AoE taunt and also inflicts Intimidate and Shaken. So it's a little bit similar, except in Sully's case, it's going to be fear. And for those of you who are newer, don't know exactly what tactics do, chance occurrences on the affected character's abilities are now guaranteed. So for instance, if there's a chance where they are going to be giving 50% silence chance, then in that case, they're going to be giving 100% chance for silencing. Now, moving on to his second special, Don't Let the Kid Touch You. I love that scene from the movie in the beginning when they're warming up. Perform the following on the target and adjacent opponents with 100% bonus potency. Inflict fear for 1 turn, 30% chance to inflict defense down. If Sully is a teammate, he performs his top scare ability regardless of magic charge with 100% bonus potency. If the targeted character already has fear, reduce speed meter by 30%. So here's where he's going to be able to reduce speed meter at level 2, level 3, 25% potency. At level 4, if the target already had fear, reduce magic by 1. So this kind of actually reminds me of, I believe, a bit of one of Merlin's abilities. I could be getting it wrong, but this is another nice little kicker that he has. I like the level 4 because if you can reduce that magic, it's always great, especially if you're going to be using this character with obviously the other Monsters Inc. characters. He's going to be able to probably reduce that magic by 1, because he's going to be that field's always going to have fear, in my opinion, because of how well they work with each other. And of course, before we go to his passives, I just want to go back to make sure that yes, that's going to be his AoE. And for just reference here, he's going to inflict fear. And just to reference fear again, in terms of this ability for my newer people out there, affected characters will not be able to dodge or resist enemy attacks or effects. Applies with an innate 25% potency. So let's say, for instance, someone's trying to inflict, again, silence, and it's only a chance, for instance, or just in general, like for instance, Elsa's is a first special. You can dodge it, right? If they have fear, they cannot dodge it, and they're going to get that effect. So it's going to be a solid attack. All right, when an opponent receives fear, gain 1 charge up to 10 max. When reaching 10 charge, consume all stacks and perform the following: deal up to X amount of damage to all opponents. If the opponents have fear, extend for 1 turn. Grant haste to monsters and characters, teammates for 1 turn. And looking at the abilities here, if an opponent has fear, inflict offense down for 1 turn. 50% damage for level 3 and level 4. Grant magic to monsters and teammates. I like that one at the bottom there. If you can grant magic, I don't know how long it's going to take you to climb up to 10 charge. Once you do, it'll be nice. So you got to be putting out a lot of fears out there in order to reach that. But just like kind of like Gantu, once he gets charged more and more, he's going to be able to do his, I believe it's a Galactic Armada attack, and he becomes stronger, and the attack is really good at that point. Leader, Scare Assistant. This is an interesting leadership. I cannot recall anyone having this type of leadership at all, and I'm glad to see that fear is finally getting some love. And I'd like to see how this team also works with Downtown Villains characters, because obviously specifically the Toy Story 3 characters, Lotso, Big Baby, and Chunk. I think Chunk you might be able to leave out since you already have Sully, and I think if you were to put Lotso and Big Baby there, because Big Baby, if you didn't know, his Big Baby's second special is very, very strong once you have fear on the floor. So I'm kind of interested to see how that all pans out and how that works, because this leadership, everything is going to be very, very useful. So when the battle start, 30% chance to inflict fear on all opponents for 1 turn. Opponents affected by fear have negative 15% defense and negative 5% speed. And when you level up these abilities, monsters and teammates will gain, when attacking an opponent with fear, 10% offense. And at level 3 and 4, minus 5% defense, another minus 5% speed. So if you ever bring this all the way to level 4, you are going to subtract 20% defense, and you're also going to subtract 10% speed. So if you think about this, when you're going against a Titan, for instance, I'm guessing especially when they're not empowered yet, and you have this and you're able to put fear on them, especially this is probably more successful once the Rock Titan is down, since tenacity will be lower, you will be able to bring their defense and speed down. Now, what does this mean for raids? Well, you have yourself another Sorcerer's Chosen, and you have yourself another raid team, and it also makes the monsters and characters actually fairly useful. I'm really, really happy to see that, because these guys, they need the love. I think they really did need the love, and I'm glad to see that they're finally getting some good love. And other things that came in this update with Mike is we have that 1v1 Club Conquest, and also some tournament exchange changes as well with Namari and Davy Jones. If you already have Davy Jones Club Conquest, I'm sure a lot of you do. For newer players, it's a great place to get him, because I think in the near future, Davy Jones is going to be important, as well as Jack Sparrow, in order to get probably some type of Captain Barbossa or Elizabeth Swan, legendary pirate. I don't know when that's going to happen or if that's going to happen, but I could just have an itch about it, since we have seen another set of characters, Randall and Sully, become useful and have purpose for the first time in a long time, or for the first time in forever. In terms of Club Conquest 1v1, once that is all set, which it already is live in the game, and once you do have like a run or two through it, I'll give my thoughts and whatnot on it, and I'll make a video on it as well. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. I really hope you guys are able to get them eventually. Like I said, this is probably one of the first seasonal characters I'm really going to chase after in a long time, because one is that he's a Sorcerer's Chosen, and for, you know, the long run, I'm definitely not going to get Mike now, but in the long run, when, you know, the runs for heroics go through, I definitely want to have the extra cushion. And if I do have another Sorcerer's Chosen such as Mike, and they seem like they're going to do a pretty good and it seems like they're going to be a pretty good team, especially with this whole fear metric here, I'm pretty excited to see how that works. And if I were to speculate. I kind of would like to use this team, like I said, Mike, Sully, Randall, Big Baby, and Lotso as a team when going against the raid bosses. I think that would be a good one to go with because there's going to be a lot of fear going on, and like I said, Big Baby can do some good damage with fear. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. If you guys found this helpful, please let me know. If you guys have any suggestions or thoughts, let me know as well. Anyways, check out the Discord, like, subscribe, everything like that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.